Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more gripping true crime stories just like this. The investigation didn't start with evidence. It started with a feeling. He didn't cry. He didn't panic. He asked for a lawyer. And within hours, detectives were certain they had their killer. But they didn't. And what almost happened next reveals something uncomfortable about the justice system. Sometimes the greatest threat isn't corruption. It's certainty. We expect justice to follow evidence. But sometimes it follows instinct. And instinct, especially in high-pressure cases, can be wrong. Tonight, we're breaking down real cases where assumptions nearly destroyed lives. And the single details that stopped it in time. When a young woman was found dead in her apartment, police focused almost immediately on her boyfriend. He wasn't hysterical. He didn't collapse during questioning. He asked for a lawyer. To detectives, that felt cold. To the media, it looked suspicious. Within days, headlines implied he was responsible. But here's what no one considered. People process trauma differently. Some cry, some freeze, some shut down completely. Still, the theory hardened. He became the center of the investigation. Until surveillance footage surfaced. It showed someone else entering the building shortly before the crime, not him. Then forensic results came back. No DNA, no physical evidence. The narrative cracked. And just like that, the man who didn't look sad enough wasn't a suspect anymore. He was almost a victim of assumption, and that wasn't the only time confidence nearly replaced proof. After a deadly house fire, investigators ruled it arson. A neighbor quickly became their focus. He had argued with the victims months earlier. He owned tools that could start fires. And during questioning, he avoided eye contact. That was enough. Once he was labeled suspicious, every detail reinforced it. His tools weren't tools anymore. They were potential weapons. His anxiety wasn't anxiety. It was deception. But forensic experts later re-examined the scene. The burn patterns didn't match arson. It was an electrical failure. No accelerants, no deliberate ignition. The entire theory collapsed. The neighbor wasn't dangerous. He was socially anxious. And that difference almost cost him everything. Here's what happens. Once investigators believe someone is guilty, they start filtering everything through that belief. That's confirmation bias. You stop asking, who did this? And start asking, how do we prove he did it? That shift is subtle, but it changes everything. He was 17. Questioned for nearly 10 hours. No lawyer, no parents. He was told there was evidence against him. There wasn't. He was told witnesses placed him at the scene. They hadn't. Eventually, exhausted and overwhelmed, he confessed. Detectives believed the case was closed, but there was a problem. His confession didn't match the physical evidence. Details were wrong, timelines were off. Still, the assumption was already locked in. Until DNA results came back, it matched someone else entirely. The teenager had confessed to something he didn't do because he thought it was the only way to go home. If the lab results hadn't intervened, he may never have walked free. And then there's the case where the witness was absolutely certain. Completely confident, unshaken, a robbery, an eyewitness, a positive identification. The witness pointed directly at the accused in court. I'm 100% sure. That confidence carried weight. The jury believed it. But the accused insisted he was miles away. Investigators initially dismissed his alibi. Then, digital records surfaced. Cell phone location data placed him across town. Security footage confirmed it. The witness wasn't lying. They were mistaken. And that mistake almost destroyed an innocent life because confidence feels like truth. Even when it isn't, when these cases collapse, the headlines fade. But the damage doesn't. The boyfriend who didn't cry, he lost his job. The neighbor, he moved after threats from strangers. The teenager, He still struggles with anxiety years later. Even when justice corrects itself, suspicion leaves scars. And not everyone gets that second chance. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most wrongful accusations don't begin with malice. They begin with certainty. Someone seems nervous. Someone avoids eye contact. Someone doesn't grieve correctly, and the brain fills in the gaps. But justice isn't supposed to run on instinct. It's supposed to run on evidence. Because once you decide too early, you stop looking. The most dangerous words in an investigation aren't, "I don't know," they're, "I'm sure," because being sure too soon can almost ruin everything. So here asks the question, do you think investigators rely too much on instinct? Or is instinct necessary in high-pressure cases? Let me know below.